districts. These are all, you can say, forest fringe areas and called duars. We have duars and hills in North Bengal. Coming to hills, the Darjeeling, Kalimpong, these are basically the Himalayas, foothills, and there are 16 communities, the indigenous communities, which have their own traditional art and culture, and they have their lovely music too, and indigenous instruments and everything. When we come to middle of Bengal, we see the music has changed. There, the primary music, we see the baul music. The bauls of Bengal, one can say, is the soul of Bengal. Now, bauls basically, unlike other folk music, baul is not a lifestyle music. It is a music with philosophy. It is not a religious music, but it is a spiritual music. It talks about crossing the barrier. It talks about no barrier of religion, no barrier of caste, class. It talks about respect our opinion, include all, and it's a music of brotherhood. To me, it is a music of democracy, it is a music of socialism, and music of mankind, celebrating the pluralism and cultural diversity. There are almost 2,300 practicing bauls in 5 districts of Bengal, in the middle of Bengal: Nadia, Murshidabad, Birbhum, Bardhaman, and Bankura. If I come to south of Bengal, we see Bhatiali, the music of river, music of boatmen. And there, again, it's a lifestyle music. Your boat travels, you don't know when they will come back. The enjoyment and the turmoil with the nature. And that is exactly the Bhatiali music. There are almost about 100 Bhatiali singers. With the motorized boat, now you don't get to hear that music in the boat anymore. But the community still practices, enjoys, and leaves it at its leisure time. Coming to the west of West Bengal, which is primarily again a forest fringe areas and also the indigenous people again, the Santals and other indigenous people. There you get to see the Jhumur, the music, the song and dance. And also it's used to be known as Chotanagpur later. And also we see the Chow dance, the mass dance. In 2011, UNESCO accredited that with the Masterpiece Heritage of the World. So, and even Baul got it in 2008. It was a shared heritage between Bangladesh and India. More or less, one can actually talk about these are the musical. And from the handicraft side and the other culture side, I'll say Dokra, which is the metal. That's a very traditional space that few artists, they live in Bardhaman, Bankura. That's one of the primary one. Patachitra, the scroll painters, they still use natural color. That's the beauty. There were 8 artists in 2004. Now there are 352 artists. I think that's something is very essential to understand that this is... Now, what is our initiative? Our initiative, as I said, that we are primarily focused on how to save these traditional art forms, but saving is not by us, rather by the community. So that means how to empower these communities to come forward with their traditional art and culture. And when we do that, so what we do? When we go to a community, we try to build their capacity, we link them directly to the market. Directly, it is a very important word, so that there is no one in between. And then thirdly, we do a lot of exchange collaboration, and then we plant a village festival in their villages, celebrating their art and culture, and it should be calendarized. And that's how since 2004 we started working, but the village festivals we started planting in 2010. And till 2020 February, we did all the things, then onwards, the corona situation took over worldwide, so we couldn't host that. Now, these are, you can say, the more or less the significance, and is that these are significant art forms, and instrument-wise, dotara is a very, very important instrument in Bengal. Of course, we have the bamboo flute and the dhol, and the city of Calcutta, which got influenced by all the music and everything, and also the Tagore's songs are a big part, because Rabindranath Tagore, the first non-European Nobel laureate, is part and parcel of our culture, and his influence on our part is quite noteworthy, really. It's a place, Kolkata is a place of culture, including music, poetry, film, everything, and we really appreciate the contribution of those people in our life. Calcutta is a very socialist in nature. Bengal overall, it's a very left orientation, and because of again our history, Chaitanya in the Bhakti Cult movement, he talked about remove the caste religion, rather come forward. It's again from where Baul got influenced. So it's a very orientation is a little different than other parts of I'll say India. And one very important part, I will say, the collaboration. Because that's really, because historically, when Gandhiji in India spoke about nationalism, Rabindranath Tagore talked about universalism. So that theory actually influenced Bengalis, Calcuttans very well. So we, following the path of that, we believe in universalism. So since 2009, we have been hosting collaborations, and we invite international musicians, artists, designers, and to work with we host the local part, and they do come. I think more than 300 artists have, a little more than that, because we have been hosting our flagship festival, Sur Jahan, since 2011. So 10 years, and this 10 years, 5 to 6 bands each. So overall, I think we brought, other than Sur Jahan, we did a lot of collaborations. So maybe 355 to 400 artists have come. Even our artists have traveled abroad. I want to request all the listeners that please do take this as a very important opportunity. Come to India. We work primarily in West Bengal, Western Rajasthan, the desert, where there are beautiful musicians and art forms, and traditional art forms, and come to Goa. So these 3 places will be happy to host collaborations, and I'm confident if you come, we will be good hosts. You will be enjoying collaborating with our artists, and you will be creating a new relationship, which I'm sure where you will learn, they will learn, and both of you will co-create, and rights will remain with both of you, and we can be a very positive catalyst in ensuring that. So with this small note, my urge, my request to all of you, invitation to all of you, that please do keep in touch and check our sites. We give always the calls: www.banglanatak.com, www.bnc